officials assigned by the New York State Athletic Commission. The judges, Jack Gordon and Tony Rossi. The timekeeper, Fred Abatello. Counting for the knockdowns, Johnny Colan. Referee for the main event, Arthur Mercanti. 10 rounds. Introducing from Hayward, California, he's wearing red trunks. He weighs 218. George Foreman. His opponent from Toronto, Canada, he's wearing blue trunks. He weighs 214 and a half, recognized as the heavyweight king of Canada, George Chuvalo. Main event, 10 rounds. He doesn't want to.
Okay, that's all right, fine.
Good evening, George and George. You both know the rules of the New York State Athletic Commission. However, let's briefly review some of the more important rules. In the event of a knockdown, you must take an 8 count. 3 knockdowns in 1 round will automatically end the contest. When I say break, you must break. Now, let's have a nice, clean fight. Shake hands now. Come out boxing.
Here's round 1 of this 10-round heavyweight bout. George Foreman on the left in the red trunks, if you're watching in color. George Chuvalo in the blue trunks with the red border. Arthur Mercanti, the referee. They're wearing 8-ounce gloves. The count will continue at the bell. If a man is floored, he must take a mandatory 8 count. And if a man is floored and 3 times in a round, he is considered knocked out. Now, it's going to be very hard for Chuvalo to stay away from that hard left jab, and it is a hard left jab that Foreman has. It just got in there. And again. Chuvalo's best is his left hook, and he got that in twice to the body. And Mercanti is telling the boys not to get too rough. Imagine that. Both are very strong. It isn't often you see Chuvalo using a left jab. Maybe they taught him something. Chuvalo figures to go to the body to slow down the younger opponent, 11 years younger at 21. Foreman to make use of that left jab. A minute to go in round 1. Foreman is keeping Chuvalo off balance. Chuvalo can't get set here. A good right hand by Chuvalo. And those are pretty good bombs. 10 seconds to go in round 1. Back in the corner of George Foreman, we see his manager and trainer, who has brought him along so well and so capably, Dick Sadler. He's on the right-hand side, and his cousin Sandy Sadler, the former featherweight champion of the world, is on the left-hand side, and Bobby Lewis, the coach of the New York Jolts of the International Boxing League, they won that title. Bobby Lewis is in the center, and Dick Sadler is scrubbing off the face of George Foreman, who had a very good first round. There isn't any question about who won that first round. The only hope on the Chuvalo's part could be that Foreman will punch himself out. Now, there's the corner of George Chuvalo. We'll tell you who's in that corner a little later. Round 2 at Madison Square Garden. The first round was a big one for Foreman. Chuvalo must hope that he'll punch himself out. Foreman making good use of his reach advantage. He's giving Chuvalo no rest. Chuvalo apparently having trouble with his breathing. Two minutes left in this round. Chuvalo's best punch is his left hook to the body, and the question is, can he get it in there often enough? A good one to the head by Chuvalo. Chuvalo a little bit puffy around the left eye. There you can see the puffiness around Chuvalo's eyes. A minute to go in this round. Time has to be on Chuvalo's side. The first 2 rounds aren't. That is an angry mouse under the left eye of Chuvalo. Ten seconds to go in round 2. In the corner with George Chuvalo on the left-hand side, with the George Chuvalo on the shirt, is Irving Ungerman, a good Toronto businessman, his manager. Facing him head-on is Ted McWhorter, his trainer, and on the outside, the veteran handler, Freddie Brown. Now, George Chuvalo has had rough going in these first 2 rounds, and it will be a surprise to me if that left eye doesn't close completely, because it is nearing the closing point right now. If Chuvalo is going to pull this fight out, and I use the word pull out advisedly, he's got to do something drastic and do it fast, because that left jab of George Foreman's is as good a jab as we've seen since the days of Joe Louis. Round 3 at Madison Square Garden. George Foreman in the red trunks, George Chuvalo in the blue trunks. Foreman's the taller of the two by about 3 inches. Foreman, for all of his inexperience, he's only had 21 fights, all of which he's won, is going about this job in a methodical, workmanlike way. And he's taking his time, unhurried, just piling up the points. Chuvalo staggered. Chuvalo has never been off his feet. 2 minutes left in the round. It's an awesome battering that Chuvalo is taking. He is now spitting blood. Chuvalo being battered in his own corner. And Irving Ungerman, his manager, is asking the referee to stop it. He's climbing into the ring. The referee hasn't heard him. It's all over. It's all over. Arthur McCanty has stopped the fight. Irving Ungerman, to give him credit, his manager was climbing in there. There's the winner, George Foreman. Irving Ungerman wanted the fight stopped. It was no contest almost from the beginning. Chuvalo is protesting to the referee, but I believe the referee did the right thing for boxing and for Chuvalo. No question about it. We'll have an interview with the winner and probably have these rounds replayed. Here's Johnny.
That's about the time. 1 minute, 41 seconds of the third round. The winner by a TKO, George Foreman.
And we're going to get the winner and perhaps the loser of this fight over to our cameras. I'm asking Dick Sadler to come over here. Some picture taking here. That's Bobby Lewis on the left, George Foreman, Dick Sadler, and Sandy Sadler. Come on, let's get him over here, John. Come on, let's come over here, fellows. Here's the loser, George Chuvalo, and the winner, George Foreman. George, would you mind turning to our cameras? You never really got started, did you?
Not really got started. No, I don't think the fight should have been stopped either. I got hit with a few shots, but that wasn't hurt.
Well, you know, I think the manager was climbing in there. Irving, weren't you going to ask him to stop the fight? Yeah, you were halfway up there. Here's Irving Ungerman. And, George, maybe it looked different from where you were.
Well, I wasn't hurt. I mean, I was still coming on. It took me a while. It was taking me a while. They warmed up, but there's no reason for them to stop the fight.
George, good luck to you. We'll be talking to you later on, Irving. Here's George Foreman and Dick Sadler, his manager, and Dick and George, Bobby Lewis, Sandy Sadler, former featherweight champion. George, you must be very happy. This is the biggest.
Well, that was a good win. I was fighting a good fighter, and I got a chance to work some of the things I've been practicing. And I got lucky, like always.
Oh, come on, you weren't lucky. You sound like Joe Louis when you say I got lucky.
That's called Joe Louis, the champ.
Did the fight go the way you figured it would go, George?
Oh, yeah, I didn't want to kill nobody, but, you know.
Listen, do you want to take a look down at our monitor here? And we'll have a replay of it, Dick and George, and maybe you'll tell us something about the fight. Can you see it down there? All right, I think this Dick Sadler.
Oh, yeah.
Now, here it is. This is round 3. Round 3,
well, George is using his jab, which has been his effective weapon. The guy was missing a lot, and no power behind his punches of Chuvalo. And consequently, he looked high. He was quite off balance. No power there. He's winging them desperation punches. And the fact is that George was in complete control of the fight with his left hand and getting off combinations. And then when the boy got hurt, there's no sense for what little money they're getting. I don't care if we win, lose, or draw. I don't want to see nobody get hurt in the ring.
Not. Dick, I got a good question. You know, all the managers. Well, we'll wait till this round is over here. George, suppose you tell us about the round. It's there now.
George Chuvalo putting on a good fight, and I'm gonna have to move him and wait. You know, get myself into control.
Now
a good combination. Oh yeah. Assembling and good body punches and good head punches. And the referee is great. I got good on him. Got a chance to get some. He's defenseless now, and I could do that all week, I think. And he's a game guy. He should be number 1, and I should be number 2. I feel.
Oh, not now.
Oh, look at that punches he's taking, man. Good job.
It looks like a long round, doesn't it, George?
Oh, yeah. My manager and me working on a lot of things, and that's part of it. Hooks, good hooks.
Now, this is where the referee is about to come in and stop it.
You notice I'm in control. And
did you
if he had any defense, he has nothing off it.
He was bleeding out his mouth. He was bleeding out his mouth, which is...
He's bleeding bad in his mouth, and he's bleeding bad from the nose, and he offered no defense. So
we're going to see it in slow motion in a moment. Dick, I got to ask you a question. You know, the manager...
You mind if I say to a great guy who's trained a lot of great amateurs, Doc Brothers in Las Vegas, California, he was responsible for taking me to the Olympics, and he's a great trainer, still in the process of developing young fighters.
Happy go?
No, Doc Brothers.
And
I like to thank all the people who write all the good letters.
Let's watch this in slow motion first.
Sandy Saddler is telling me, oh.
Right. Yeah, thank you.
I have Bobby Lewis and Sandy Saddler in my car.
I got to ask you a question. You know, managers always use the editorial we. You know, we're going to win this or we're going to stop him. And you just said that George Chuvalo couldn't punch. How would you know? You didn't get hit.
He didn't throw any punches, and he wasn't offensive. He didn't put up any offense. That's what I mean. I know it's Don, but when we say it's a plural, because every punch he takes, I'm with him.
Joey, one more question. You'll probably fight Jerry Quarry. What about
that? Right now I'm just in training. My manager's still teaching me, and I'm trying to learn to be one of the better fighters.
Good luck.
And I'm not particular nobody.
Good luck. Sandy. Come on over here, Sandy. Here's Sandy Saddler, the former featherweight champion of the world. And I don't know whether they introduced you earlier. It might have been they maybe didn't recognize you with the glasses.
Well, no, they didn't, because I'm working in the corner. I didn't look presentable enough.
Oh, you look great to me.
To get ready to get.
How's your friend Willie Pep?
Well, Willie Pep is in wonderful shape. I seen him here.
Good luck, Sandy.
Thank you very much.
We'll be returning to Madison Square Garden and more of tonight's action in just a minute.